got a pops. That nigga don't do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah.
But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see shit doing.
Right, it's about to get
Dion already doing that. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all
When you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like,
Get off of me. Get off of me.
Get off me.
No, don't touch me.
Was it worth the 30,000? Now? In the moment.
In that moment.
In the moment.
Use up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? Oh, 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy, but keep it high level. And this is gonna just give you the beats, and I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on? The core issue is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like that. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undisputed.
Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to line up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's first.
Somebody go rebound.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's something. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what? Big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now.
Let's get
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Wah, 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 wah. What's cracking like a mackin'? From the jackin' to the baggin'. God bam. They done changed the word. They done said, God bam. 83? Woo-wee. Man, I would give that love first. But damn it, Maxx Crosby went out there and he got a round trip ticket. It's supposed to be a one-way to Baltimore. End up that trade, got Knicks. We're going to talk about that. What else we got cracking, lacking, macking? We got Dana White fighting everybody in the UFC and in boxing. John Jones, Ronda Rousey, everybody coming at his neck. We're going to get into that. And Dak Prescott got divorced before he got married. How the hell you do that? Ooh, how you going to have a bachelor party and a bachelorette party and no wedding? Oh, my God. We got a lot to talk about. And the Lakers are better off with a big 2 instead of a big 3. Who does that? Where they do that at? So a lot to get into. Beat it up in the comments. Love all you guys. Like, subscribe, and become members to the channel. Yes, Hydration Situation Live. We're going to get into it right now. Party people, you ready to get funky? Yeah, let's funk it. The Ravens backed out of the Maxx Crosby trade. Due to medical concerns from his physical. So, damn it. That knee must be messed up. Look at Jerry Jones over here. I got my mind on my money, money on my mind, figure on my hand on my nine. How you get a trade nixed, rescinded because of medical concerns when you already know his medical conditions? Think about it. Maxx Crosby, meniscus tear. Okay, we still gonna trade for him. Oh, really? You gonna trade for him? You know right now he's on crutches and he's hurting and he's not fully rehabbed. Nah. Just send over the images. We're good. Okay, you send over the images and they say, of course we're good. Look what we about to give you. 2 first-rounders. Send them on the next thing smoking. That's how it's supposed to go. Let's just say it didn't go that way, okay? And if it didn't go that way, why didn't it go that way? Okay, so there are ramifications of this. Obviously, there's an insane, as they say, ripple effect. And the Ravens backing out of this, this is crazy. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I should make it a little bigger. Good. Ravens backing out of this means significant implications for every single team in the league. All right, the Raiders, they spent their money, which they expected to free up due to the Crosby trade. Tyler Linderbaum, the center, who's now going to be snapping the ball to Fernando Mendoza. And they also know they have 2 fewer first-rounders. God dang. The bigger the cap, the bigger the pillar. So then the Ravens, they now have both of their first-round picks again. We're going to talk about how that looks. A little shiesty. The Cowboys, hey, yo, we was kind of thinking about it, but we're going to show you why the Cowboys really weren't thinking about it. Oh, my God, this deeper. Rashawn Gary, they go get him. They trade for him, which is bringing a significant salary board. It would be hard to bring aboard Crosby with that. So you can't get both of them, and you went and got the one that you probably wanted lesser. Maybe. We'll talk. Packers traded Gary to Dallas, but that deal is not official yet. Could we see Jerry Jones go back on his word? Remember, he was just rubbing his hands looking at Maxx Crosby. For every team that spent money in free agency that had interest in Crosby, now that money has allocated elsewhere, and it will be hard to make a trade for him. Yep, lastly, technically, every free agent agreement is not official until tomorrow, which is today, when teams come back out, which could cause a major ripple effect on the cost of free agency for every team and player. This is absolutely bonkers. Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense what's going on right now. And to make some sense out of nonsense, you go to people that try to do that, right? Even though my grandma told me a long time ago, baby, you can't make sense out of nonsense. Well, Grandma, we're going to try.
At this point, I would say this. The reaction from other people within the NFL that I am getting is predominantly about how the Ravens pulled the rug out, regardless of what their reasoning was. This just does not happen. It has happened on multiple other occasions in the past, on much smaller trades or agreements involving the Ravens.
Okay, you hear what he just said? Now, I love the media, and I love all these guys, but they don't understand my role. My role, I was always Jekyll and Hyde, right? Because I played ball, but I also was in the media. And I was blessed to be in the media. Now I could look back kind of early in terms of personality, opinions. Like, it's okay. Like, Ahmad Rashad was in the media in the 80s, 90s, O.J. Simpson, like, you know. But they had to be too buttoned up. Like, they had to be all polished. Hello and welcome to Lambeau Field. Like, I didn't get in the media when they were doing that. I got in the media where they were like, no, you can wear a jersey. You can wear chains on set. Best damn sports show. Thank that show for changing media, right? For the positive. Then Skip and them grabbed a hold of it and it went a different direction. But it's all good, right? You got personalities. So he just said, this is something that never happens. But then he said it happens a few times on smaller scales. So let's just clear the air. It happens. Y'all, this ain't the first trade rescinded. I just want everyone to start there because everyone's like, yo, relax. It has happened before. Now let's talk.
However, when you're talking about trading 2 first-round picks, this is not an unknown issue.
Let's get real. Y'all remember when the end of the year, the Raiders were talking about shutting down Maxx Crosby? Y'all remember that? And y'all remember when it was like, oh, narrative, all the Raiders are hating, they're tanking, and they're sucking, and everybody was like, damn, dog, why they shut you down like that? And he was like, I'm a warrior, let me play. Hey, I'm ready. Remember, they were filming American Ninja Warrior. They were doing American Gladiator. And it was like, I need to play Sparta. Oops. I love Maxx Crosby. You know, that's my dog. Sucker had a bad knee. It wasn't no meniscus like tear. Let me wait to show you evidence. It was a little bit more.
And a superstar player in the NFL, clearly they came to the conclusion that there was something they were not comfortable with. And again, it does bear mentioning. 32 teams, 32 doctors, 32 degrees of risk tolerance. What one team might be willing to accept, whether it's in the draft process, a free agent signing, a trade, is something that another team might say, we're simply not going to go there. That's why.
Had to cut you off mid-sentence just because you were going. He's not lying. That line is not even in the NFL. In any respect. That's why those NFL report cards were so enlightening, because you got to see what players were thinking in different situations and circumstances. Real spit. So you can go somewhere and they could think you are this level of talent. And you could be the same exact guy, same stats, same year, same plays, and they think you here. And then other teams think you're here. That's why they have two war rooms. One war room is for the prospects, the ones that are coming out of college. The other war room is for all the current NFL players. And I got a chance. I accidentally walked into that war room one time, and I remember just seeing Peyton Manning's name at the top. At the time, we had Drew Brees, Doug Flutie. I'm like, why Peyton Manning? And they were like, oh, get over here, Wiley, get over here. No. That was the other war room. So more than likely, my name was on there too somewhere. They're like, we got Wiley right now, but I don't know if DeMarcus Ware or whatever the hell was at the Michael Strahan, you know what I mean? So the point is they're always looking and maneuvering. So you're not even. So his knee could have been here to the Raiders, here to the Ravens, but then up here for the Cowboys. A lot of conversation.
Every year, and we're going through the pre-draft process right now, you'll hear about players having medical flags. There might be 31 teams who say, we won't pass this guy. We won't put a uniform on him. But if one team is willing to do it, then that player is going to play in the NFL. Maxx Crosby is a known commodity with a known injury. Clearly, something happened. He was in Baltimore today, posting on social media, obviously went through a medical process, after which the Ravens, for one reason or another, and again, to your point, we have not heard from the Ravens to this point, the Ravens decided we are not following through with this trade.
Ooh, let me say this. He said a point in there, too. He did all that. We did all the pageantry, and all of a sudden somebody got back with some results and was like, hey, Bob, come here. Take a look at this. He's like, what am I looking for? He's like, nah, you see all that black? He's like, yeah. Well, it should be white. What? He's like, that's not good, is it? He's like, no, that's not good. That's not good. All right, so now we got a problem here. Okay, all right. He said something else that was interesting, too. It only takes one. I mean, like in life, this ain't profound. It just sometimes you forget about it, right? You forget that it only takes one team. One team to say yes, and it's all to the good, right? You need one to say, I vouch for you. In this situation, the Ravens weren't that one. They weren't the team to vouch for them. They looked at it, and I'm going to show you guys some receipts, and you're going to be like, oh, maybe.
It does not happen often in the NFL. It definitely does not happen at this level, this type of a blockbuster trade. Maxx Crosby, once again, is on the Raiders. He is right back on the trade block. Other teams, again, I will emphasize this, the Cowboys would remain interested. They were the runner-up to the Ravens. Well, other teams that I'm calling, I'm missing the calls right now.
You hear that? I think that was Ian Rappaport. See, Ian is on it. Like, he like, good, Tom. Good for you, Tom. But, well, he said, Cowboys ain't interested. Cowboys weren't interested earlier. Yo, come to this show so we can see stuff. It's so many layers to every single story. But it just, you can't do it. You got to stay topical if you're doing it mainstream. And I get it, right? You got a lot to do. But at the same time, he keeps saying, this is something that never happens. But it happens. It's something that never happens on this level. But it has before, right? So we got to just make sure we know both sides.
From other teams trying to figure out what's going on because all the other pass rushers have gotten agreements. To the Ravens now, who didn't get a pass rusher, try to flip one of those players that agreed to a deal someplace else because now they need another pass rusher for that defense. There are so many different tentacles to this. we never see this happen. It is going to be a
If he says never again and doesn't mean it, oh my God.
free agency frenzy that has now gone into a physical frenzy. How about that, Patrick Claybon, on a Tuesday night?
Yeah. Oh, God. He nailed it, though. I give him that. Look, nothing's perfect unless you're watching the Olympics and, what was that, Chinese swimming. That's the only thing I've ever seen perfect. Them suckers hit the water. It'd be like a drip. Other than that, I ain't seen nothing perfect in sports. Okay, love to you guys, man, for breaking that down. So since you want to break it down, I want to break it down to the very last compound, shall we? Let's get smarter on this show. On this show, we like to read, too, right? We are educated on this show. So Maxx Crosby is 8 weeks from having meniscus surgery. I was going to have meniscus surgery, never had it. I just rehabbed it. But I can't lie. There are times where it flares up, but 99% of the time it's perfect. I was walking in the house 11:30 at night. It was a light. I was going to get a midnight snack. Let me not lie, fat boy. And then at the same time, I was trying to turn the light off. And I reached for the light, and I took one of them long steps, like, around the couch, kind of like, let me turn this light off. Man, I stepped on one of my son's monster trucks. That sucker went vroom, and my knee went, yeah, and I said, At the time, I'm like 47. I played all that football in my life, and my knee has never been hurting ever. I never had a knee issue since I was 9. Nothing. And I got a meniscus tear because I stepped on a monster truck. All right, anyway. And got off crutches only last week. He is on schedule, and they are working to get him ready for the regular season opener. Here's what Crosby's knee surgeon, Dr. Neil L. Atrach, said to ESPN this morning. Maxx Crosby is doing very well. This is his doctor now, his knee surgeon. Pay attention, y'all. Maxx Crosby is doing very well in the early part of his rehab and recovery from surgery to treat a significant meniscus tear and a related stress injury to the bone and cartilage in his knee. Wait a minute. Now, you remember it was just a slight little tear that even Crosby wanted to play through. Remember this. This is a surgery to treat a significant meniscus tear and the related stress injury. So he got a stress fracture, maybe to the stress injury to the bone. Sound like it could have been a stress fracture. I'm not going there. Just telling you what I know. And cartilage in his knee. Cartilage? Oh, you saying he bone on bone, kind of? He is certainly on track in his planned program. Why you put it on him? He is certainly on track in his. Oh. He feels very well and is already much improved compared to before surgery. That means he was beat up before surgery. Continue. We truly respect the work of the Ravens staff with Maxx regarding the contract physical exam. We also understand the challenge the staff faces when tasked to provide a future risk assessment based on an evaluation early in the recovery process. This is especially challenging when dealing with an elite player like Maxx, considering the level of commitment necessary for a team to attain him. Uh-oh, it's getting political. The timing of this assessment is unfortunate because the apparent risk will lessen as his recovery progresses and his return to performance over the next few months becomes clear. Man, stop. These people ain't stupid. This ain't the first meniscus tear they ain't seen. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the first one they were like, yo, you see this shit? Sometimes you see something and then you be like, okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give it to you after I finish reading. At this point, Maxx is doing an excellent job attacking his rehab. Shut it. And his knee is responding very well. Good. We look forward to Maxx return to his elite level of performance this season as planned and for several more to come. Yeah, I agree with all that. And this is the doctor right here, Mr. L. Atrach, talking to Tom Brady. They couldn't even find a picture of him and Maxx Crosby. Oh, clout chasers. Like, I know he did Max's, but look, he knows Brady too. All right, here we go. Let me give it to you like this. I had... This is with no excuses, y'all. Y'all know I love my career, good, bad, and ugly. I wish I was better, but I could have been a lot worse. Here's the thing. First year, played. I had plantar fasciitis my first year. That is very painful. My foot was on fire at the bottom of it, right? It barely could stretch out. So it was like always curled up. Had to use golf balls all the time, just standing, ice. You get a rock of ice and just rub it on the bottom of it. You stand on golf balls. I had to sleep with a boot. And I was single, so that was crazy because them girls be like, damn, that boot woke me up. So I got a boot sitting there because you got to stretch it all night. If you don't wear that boot, you wake up, your foot is like this. And then you take a step. Imagine that. Okay, so that's my first year. That's my only injury. Second, third, fourth year, second and third year, no injuries. Fourth year coming to the year, this is when they released Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, right? That was for Eric Modes and Peerless Price. That was for Antoine Smith, and that was for me, right? They wanted the youngsters to get in there. We were cheaper, not better. Don't say better. Maybe Antoine was better than Thurman. Maybe Eric Modes was better than Andre Reed at the time. But these are Hall of Famers. Stop it. Giving y'all some real backdrop. Watch me pull this all together. So then I am the starting defensive end who now needs a back surgery in camp, training camp, like July, because I got hurt. Fine. Play through that. Good. Next year, fifth year, listen to this. This is going to be crazy. Fifth year, I break my foot right before the season starts. Okay. They're like, God dang, we done gave this fool money and all this. He break his foot right week one. We playing in Washington Redskins at the time, right? Can't play for 2 weeks. They told me it was going to be 8 weeks. And some people said, sit out the whole year. You already got paid. Why are you going to play? And I was like, nah, I got to earn this. So anyway, I came back, balled out. The next year, this is it. This is exactly what Maxx Crosby went through just now. I am in my fourth game, and I got like 5 sacks, 5, something like that. I never start fast. I started fast this year. I'm about to go. This is about to be my best year. And I already had two really good years, great years. So I'm like, oh, snap. I'm about to go Hall of Fame. Let's go. Here we go. I get a play against Denver Broncos. They running one of them wide zone plays. Clinton Portis or somebody out there running that way. I'm running that way. He cut back. I cut back. Offensive lineman grabs me and pushes and pulls, and I go the opposite way, so my whole body just goes like this. I tear my abdominal wall, which is weird. So basically, my abs come off the hips, basically, like kind of like that, and it hurt. Go back. What's wrong with me? You got a growing strain. No, I don't. It's more than that. Okay, you got a bilateral growing strain. Both groins tore at the same time. Huh? Okay, sit out. Then I come back after some rehab and some injections. No one was mentioning to me I should have surgery. I wasn't even thinking about surgery, so I'm not blaming the team. Don't do that. End of the year, I'm like, this thing ain't got that much better. I mean, I could play, but I ain't me, and this ain't it. And they were like, all right, let's go get a second opinion. This is back in the days when second opinions were like taboo. Still, I get an opinion. Doctor's like, yo, you need surgery. All right, let's do it. And I'm happy because now I know it's going to be behind me. I'm going to be good again. Give me the surgery, fix me, and I'm good again. I'm back to my old self. I wake up from the surgery. When I got my senses, my faculties, talking to the doc, guess what he tell me? He said, dog, that surgery right there? He said, I've been doing a lot of these surgeries, abdominal walls. I put a mesh wall on your abs and attached it back to your hips and all that stuff. He said, I've done a lot of these surgeries. That was one of the worst I've ever seen. He said, how long did you play on that messed up, compromised abdominal wall? Sometimes they go in there. I took y'all around the whole world to tell you. Sometimes they go in there and they be like, what the hell did we just see? And y'all don't believe me, huh? Well, listen to this. Now, I know that was hard to hear because it's harder to hear for me. But I did hear Dr. Cooper, who works with the Dallas Cowboys a lot, did Patrick Mahomes' knee. He's kind of like a trick surgeon in terms of I can look at any surgery, I can look at the scans, and I can tell you a little deeper detail than the average bear. They consulted him. That's why the Cowboys weren't necessarily in it from hello. They said hello, and they were like goodbye as fast as they said hello because he looked at those scans as well. Whenever someone says major meniscus tear and we had to look at the stress to the bone and cartilage off a meniscus tear, off of stepping off of you stepped on a monster truck and you got all of this and you got to rush the passer? This is not to indict the future of Maxx Crosby. This is just to tell you there's some doubt. There's some jeopardy in this. Peep game. We got to read. We got to go deeper, right? So trying to get more clarity on Dr. Daniel Cooper's role here and win. Cooper is the Cowboys team doctor and is a premier knee specialist. Yep. As stated by below in the clip, Cooper was one of the doctors who reviewed the images and the Ravens then felt compelled to back out of this trade. He has taken on quite a number of tricky knee cases, as I just told you, right? Possibly explains the Cowboys being out early. Told you. Genuinely thought they would reapproach. Nope. They too knew the knee would take some time and were aggressive to the end, just didn't want to give up 2-1s. I get Rashawn Gary's familiarity with scheme, line, and coach, but the immediate no and Dr. Cooper nugget is very interesting to me. That's James Slater. Okay, we putting it all together. We playing Matlock on this show right now. We doing some investigative reporting. Shoot, we're the sports journalists when you need them, sports reporters. Okay, so now you got all these guys trying to figure out more and more, trying to build this. What's really happening? Just got off the phone with 2 GMs. Neither one buying the Ravens' failed physical narrative. Well, that's on y'all. Not by a long shot. Okay, good luck finding agents and teams to trust you in negotiations now. If you're the Raiders or if you're the Ravens. Ravens, right? It's not sitting well with the Raiders either. Okay. Could have got further medicals on Crosby way sooner. Maybe Dr. Cooper just finally responded to the call. Maybe, oh, there's another layer. Let's see if this layer is coming out. Because maybe there's also a layer of Baltimore going like this. We just got Maxx Crosby, and we just lost who? We lost our center. We lost who? We lost our who? Our linebacker? Who? Everybody. It looked different in Baltimore the day before Maxx Crosby got traded, and then when he landed, it was like he landed in the locker room. He's like, "Where y'all at? I know Lamar ain't gonna be here. He ain't never here in the offseason, but where y'all at? Ain't no teammates." Cass was getting traded. Cass was over there leaving in free agency. Anyway, let's go. Every trade is contingent on a player passing the physical. Duh. But the Raiders didn't say Crosby failed his Ravens physical. This is why we do this show, y'all. We're going to get smarter. The Raiders said the Ravens backed out of the trade. That was a timely sip. This feels bigger than a failed physical. Now, that could just be the Raiders, how they roll, because they a little rugged. You know what I mean? They not necessarily always the tightest with their semantics, their rhetoric. But at the same time, backed out does sound like it's a little more personal, a little more like y'all not being professional in this situation. So, what y'all think about that? Huh? What y'all think about that? So, Maxx Crosby's situation has turned into a what? A show. A show. And everybody knows that there's no way you're supposed to trade for somebody that valuable, that big, and this is the result. Like you gotta tell him to go back home. No way that's supposed to happen. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this Maxx Crosby situation. Is he going back? Is he going there? He's staying still? This is insane. Let me sum it up for you as I see it. I think that my first thought is real. They knew to shut Maxx Crosby down during the season. And they were like, we ain't got nothing to fight for. Why are you fighting for it on that knee? We don't know exactly to the extent, probably, because you haven't had surgery yet. But Max, chill. Maybe an MRI was just like enough. And they were like, chill. Nah, I want to chill, you know. And look, Maxx Crosby a beast. You get an injection and you got that mindset. It's a lot of medicine going through you. And then that turns into now we got a little rift because publicly we made you look like a coward to people, I guess. I don't know. Or like you a part of the tanking. I don't know. But the point is, we not even thinking that deep. We just like, yo, your knee kind of messed up, dog. This is a good time to take some time off because we suck. And more than we suck, we gonna get the #1 pick. We gonna get something good from it by sucking. And all you need to do is get something good from it while we suck. which is rest, which is recovery, which is surgery. They couldn't even agree on that. Just think about if you go to work and they say chill and you're like, nah, I ain't chilling. And it's like, dog, you're actually helping everybody, including yourself, if you chill. And he didn't chill. So he gets the surgery. Every doctor you've had is always going to be nice to you, or at least nicer to you. And then sometimes they do go behind your back, because this happened to me. Dr. Chow even told me this. Y'all know Dr. David Chow. He did some of my surgeries in San Diego. He said, when I did your foot surgery, he said at the time, I was like, yo, you should have.
At this point, I would say this. The reaction from other people within the NFL that I am getting is predominantly about how the Ravens pulled the rug out.
He told me at the time, he was like, all right, we're going to do the surgery. No problem. And then he told me as my homeboy way later, he was like, man, I did that surgery. I was like, this dude coming back from this surgery that fast? He's like, it wasn't my role to tell you when to come back. My role was to fix you, and I fixed you. But damn it, if I were you, I would have chilled. I was like, I know. I should have chilled. So they're going to be nicer to you, but that doesn't mean they don't go behind your back and say, hey, Mark Davis, come here.
Reporting that he had a meniscus surgery that was actually not just a trim, but a meniscus repair that has a longer-term type of
his knee ain't right.
But that did
you may
not
think
stop
it is, but it ain't.
Several teams from offering a first-round
pick. Let me get this thing off here. I don't know what the hell going on with my audio. I don't like that.
A trade offer. It did not stop.
Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Now, let's get into it. Bam. God bam. Beat it up in the comments. 83 points. I thought today would be euphoria. I thought today 83 points in the NBA, he had a record-breaking night. This is what he did. And y'all, I love that video. Turn this upside down. He made 36 free throws, most in NBA history. First Heat player to attempt 40 field goals in a game. Joins Wilt Chamberlain as only players with 20 field goals and 25 free throws in a game. Passed Kobe for the second most points in NBA history. 83 points, 20 of 43, 36 of 43. Now, let's be real. When you saw it was Bam, there was a little bit of like Bam? Like the second most points in basketball history is going to be Bam, not Kobe. Kobe makes sense. Wilt makes sense. If it would have been KD, it would have made some sense. It would have been Steph. It would have made a lot of sense. Like, you know what I mean? But you say, Bam? I know he got a bag. I know his woman got a bag. She got two bags. She got a bag and she got a game. But at the same time, God dang, him? And then, you know, it took a lot of directions because Dwayne Wade already been talking about them and him and it. And instead of us celebrating this 83, you know, on this show, it's other levels to it. We had to go all these other places. Let's go. I don't know if they're great teammates. I don't know if this is like in the organization we all in the same fraternity. I don't know if he said that like with love. You know what I mean? Like he could have had a lot more smile there. Maybe because his woman's there. You know, you got to act tougher when your woman there. Yeah, I said that, damn it. There you go. There's a laugh. They ain't touching nobody. I ain't going out. Why am I going out to see a girl standing there staring at me or staring at her screen because she's just scrolling through Instagram? Why? I can just stay at home and just hit her up on the gram. You know what I mean? That's what he's trying to say. Like, ain't nobody hanging out no more like that. People don't even drink alcohol no more. What's the point? Like, y'all were getting drunk and going, hanging out and being stupid. Now, we ain't doing that. It's silly.
But all that said, I feel like it's a lot of buzz tonight.
Yeah.
Not only here, but in the association.
Real spit. Who better? Is she better at basketball than him at basketball? I know he can beat her, but at the same time, is she a better woman than him, man? Hell yeah. Oh, that baby. Somebody, we were in our group text. You know, in your group text, you ain't supposed to let that out. We were in our group text. We was like, ooh, they going to make a special baby tonight. That baby going to be 8 feet at birth. 8 feet, 80 pounds. I can't wait till they have a kid. Is she pregnant? Please. If there's ever a relationship where I just want this to be scandalous, I don't care if y'all get married or nothing. Just have babies. Golly, I got to see. Man, look, I got to see that baby. I got to coach that baby. Give him 5 years old. Let me get the 5-year-old little team. Please. That baby going to be insane. Oh, my God. Talking about the pressure of that baby. Even Spo had to jump in on this. He ain't talking about the baby. He's just talking about what's going on in Miami. So Miami Heat felt motivated Yeah, Dwayne Wade talking trash about them. What's that? All right, Dwayne Wade talking trash about them boys. I got an and then next thing you know, okay, Bam says, let me go. And then some people saying, nah, it's deeper than Bam saying, let me go. The NBA said, let him be. Let him go, all them free throws, etc. So it turned into a world of its own. It's not just 83 points. All respect. People are like, nah, it's deeper than that. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and become a member. Give y'all some shout outs. We're not done with this Bam topic. We're going to take it layers, just like we did with Maxx Crosby. It's never as simple as it seems. Shout out to member Patrick Edwards, who's in the building. He said, dare put more kids on drugs than it did keep them off. What are you talking about, Patrick? Love to all you guys out there. Thanks for the shout outs. Thanks for the love. People say, I'm glad you're catching all these words and all this wordplay from these people. Yeah, it ain't hard to catch them, man. All you got to do is listen. And it doesn't hurt to have a device that can stop them in mid-sentence and slow-mo it and like, yeah. But the media they just be talking sometimes, right? And then sometimes they be saying something. It's a big difference. You got to know what.
83 from Bam Adebayo.
Oh, my goodness. It was one of those things you have to see. I heard 43 shots, 43 free throws. I'm like, and then I saw some highlights. If y'all noticed when the show came back.
You think? I mean, look, 83 points in 4 games is impressive, right? That's almost like a 20-point, almost 21 a game. And then one is insane. Like, it's hard to rig 83. And that's where we're going. We're going down that path of how they try to rig 83. Good luck.
But it gets to a point where you have to respect the game.
What's not respected? Let's talk. He talking in code right now, or he just hadn't found the words that he wanted to express in this moment. But what do you mean not respected? Somebody tell me. Beat it up in the comments. Too many free throws? Huh? It feels like this is the warm-up to they about to hate on a dude that just scored 83. What world are we living in? And this is our world. This is our reality. Where you score 83 and literally with your woman, you sitting there defending 83. Literally, that was from last night, y'all. Like his post game was talking about, yeah, y'all talking all this talk. What?
3 points.
Blah, blah, blah. It's a lot, huh? A whole lot. Yeah. And coaches had to chime in on it too. Like everybody is sitting there like, are we serious right now? Are we really doing this?
Able to do. I walked in and I saw the score. He was at the free throw line and I saw the score. And they've been playing great basketball lately. And I said to my coaching staff, he was rolling. And they all kind of looked at each other. They're like, are you kidding right now? I was like, no, what's up? They're like, they're 36 and 28 or whatever they are. They're getting ready to be 37 and 28. And they're like, no, Bam has 77. And I was like, huh? And then I watched the last 3 minutes and that was a different type of basketball.
It's crazy out here. Some people are saying the NBA has something to do with this, like, yo, hook them up. Like somebody tanking over there, somebody playing better over there, and people saying that Miami ain't it no more. It's not a destination. Let's make this a part of this conversation. Okay, go. Some people wanted to bring down, hey, look, go get that record. Like, mess with history real quick. Make some noise. Some people are going there. But did you catch the word play by J.J. Redick? And this is something that my wife does, and it bothers me. Their pronoun choice and just how they term things in ownership. He literally said, my coaching staff, which nothing is wrong with. I can't act like I can convict them, but it does sound a little bit narcissistic and a little bit about you, my coaching staff, versus the coaches. I was talking to the coaches. We know they... So sometimes it's weird when our kids do things around the house or do things for people to notice, and it's a good thing, which most things are, like they're good kids. She's like, oh yeah, I taught them that. I did that. You know what I'm saying? But when it's something that they messed up on, it's like, yeah, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna show them better. What you mean, wait? You taught him that. You told him the bad thing too. I just catch it all the time. She always, you know what I'm saying? It's always like my office, my house. I'm like, okay, I love it. It's all good. Keep talking.
I don't know if you saw that Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight. I'm sure you know Bam. What are your thoughts on that and such a historic night?
Yeah, I mean, first thing you think is how, because of, not because of him, but because of.
No. You keep it too real. I ain't never seen somebody. Coach doesn't walk. We're going to start this over because he too real to me. He doesn't even walk when he on the sidelines. He bails. Remember back in the day, cats used to bail when they walk? Like, what up, boy? Like, they always just like, I dare you to ask me something. I ask all the questions. That's how Coach be acting. Come on, M.A., come back with it. Watch this wordplay.
I don't know if you saw that Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight. I'm sure you know Bam. What are your thoughts on that and such a historic night?
Yeah, I mean, first thing you think is how, because of, not because of him, but
yeah,
because
right.
of the way he plays. I saw only made 6 threes, but 40 free throws or something like that. Tells the story right there. And the Washington Wizards.
They didn't expect all that. God dang. I told you he'd be belling. Yo, what the heck are you yelling? Gangster. That's what they yelling. Speaking of that, his son chimed in on this. Ice Cube's son. The league tried hard to break Wilt's record tonight. They showed us that all they got to do is choose the given night. I fully expect Wemby to do it eventually now. Strong. Stephen A. Smith, you better not let me down when you talk about this BS. Wow. Thanks a lot, LeBron. I don't know how, but it's your fault. Hey, y'all, beat up in the comments for real why y'all think it went down like that. Because I don't believe it. Like, I am not a conspiracy theorist. Matter of fact, when people talk about it, and my wife does this a lot, one of our issues in our marriage, seriously, is once she starts talking about these conspiracies and there are only 13 families in the world that control, I'm like, I literally look at her, I was like, I don't want to hear this. I don't care. I don't believe anything she's saying. And I know that's dismissive, but if I just woke up and start talking about UFOs all day, you'd be like, yo, shut up. Like, dog, it's okay. It's a UFO out there. I'll holler at it when it lands. You know what I mean? But like, she be telling me stuff. I'm like, prove it. And they'd be like, you can't tell? And I'd be like, oh God, that's the proof.
USA teammate Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight. Just what's your reaction?
I couldn't believe it when I was hearing it in real time. It's like, he got 30 in the first quarter and then 70. Congratulations to Bam. I know how much work he puts in. I looked at the stat sheet. It's pretty crazy. 40 shots, 40 free throws, 23. That takes a lot of stamina, man. It takes a lot of energy to go out there and put those shots up and also make them, set a record. Surpass Kobe as the second highest scoring player in the history of the game. I mean, damn. Congrats to him. Huge accomplishment. Something we talked about.
USA.
Blah, blah, blah. KD did the best job of hiding his doubt, his skepticism, the little bit of hate that everyone has, because everyone has a little bit of that jealousy in it, that competitiveness. I shouldn't even call it jealousy. It's just like, yo, I want mine too. Like, you don't always want somebody to come back to you. You just want to catch up to them, right? If somebody gets 83 points and he ain't a scorer, and you are Kevin Durant, what's Durant's highest total in the game? Beat it up in the comments. Somebody tell me. You know KD sitting there like, either I ain't never had the green light like that, or it ain't just, it ball didn't go in bucket the same. Because ain't no way KD like, yeah, what? 40 free throws, all that stuff. People are saying it's something, but let's talk through it. All right, I'm going to get to these comments real quick before we get to more topics, which is including Dana White taking in a lot of water. This is what happens when you got boxing and UFC under your belt. People starting to hate. People starting to fight. Ronda Rousey, John Jones, everybody coming at his neck. And Dak Prescott got divorced before he got married. We got to talk about that. And the Lakers' big 2 is better than their big 3. People are going in on that. Let's go. Okay, so somebody tell me something for real. Somebody tell me what. None of y'all breaking this down. I just see a bunch of you. Shout out to Darren Jed Knight. It's exactly because of who did it. We all woke up like, bam, had 83. How the hell that happened? Real spit. Yeah, I mean, look, it's like a backup running back setting the single game rushing total. Like, you know, he has 358 yards rushing. You're like, he don't even start. He just got the start because the starter was hurt. Like Barry Sanders' backup gets in the game and has 400 yards. You'd be like, first of all, you'd be like, what? He did what? And then you'd be thinking, then your second thought is, damn, I always thought Barry had a bad offensive line. Now I know it ain't Barry, it's the line, right? You immediately shift all of your thoughts, your structure, the way you built the argument, the way you built someone else. It was always Barry's a better running back, but Emmett has a better system and offensive line, right? And then it was like, if you see his backup get that, and you're like, it's crazy. Beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And now, like, subscribe, and become a member as we watch Ronda Rousey, who just chose the nuclear option, they say. This is what Ronda tweets out. Now, her and Dana still cool, but at the same time, I guess they are those type of friends like me that could take shots at you. We boys. We girl and boys. We're girl and boy. That's what happens when you put fighters and fans ahead of shareholders. Ooh, she talking about her fight being on Netflix with the Paul. Mr. Paul, not Mr. White. P.S. UFC's White House card sucks. Sucks is strong. Please beat it up in the comments. Tell me how you rate that card. I will say this, though. It certainly is underwhelming compared to what I'm expecting. I'm a casual UFC guy. That means I don't know everybody. I don't know all the third-degree jiu-jitsu dudes from Brazil. I don't know all of them. I just know when it's a big boy. It's John Jones. It's Pereira. It's from big boys when Mighty Mouse was out there. I know that. I know that level. And if you don't give me that level, I can't lie. I know it's a lot of candy sometimes. If you don't give me enough candy, don't try and give me all that medicine. So people are talking about it. Dana White in conflict, and people are trying to hide narratives. Dana White has an issue with paying his fighters in the UFC. But now it seems like he doesn't have that same issue in boxing. What is going on?
Back there, do you think he's right?
He's absolutely right, 1,000% right. I completely support Dana White with what he said because boxing desperately needs this man.
Okay. We're going to talk. Okay, so whenever somebody is taking in water and there's somebody that you got a boy on set, you got a boy on show, you got a boy somewhere else that you love, let me give him some love. Like, you get that call, you get that text, you get all of this. Like, a lot of relationships are formed by somebody giving you inside information, right? And somebody also being your soundboard, or you going out there and protecting somebody, or you just saying their side of the story. I've been there before. I've gotten calls from very powerful people in sports because they're like, oh, I heard what they were saying, or I heard what you said. Let me just fill in the blanks because you weren't there. You talking about a story. You're reporting on a story. I am the story. Let me tell you what the story is. So just know that could occur, that could not occur. But the point is, there are people who are cheering for you, and as always, some people booing you.
And I've said this for many years, and just to show that I'm open and I'm honest about it, let me be very, very clear. Dana White is a friend. Nick Khan, all right, who's also associated with Zuffa Boxing, is a friend and a former agent of mine. He's phenomenal. Okay?
Yes, he is.
And Mark Shapiro, who's the president and chief operating officer of TKO Holdings, who owns 40% of Zuffa Boxing. He's like a brother to me. Let me tell y'all something right now. None of that matters. I got no crux in this game. I ain't getting a dime.
Okay. Now, real spit, Nick Khan used to be my agent as well, so you can say nothing wrong about Nick Khan. There's not... realest dude in the game. Best dude ever. So there's nothing to that. Dana White as well. Mark Shapiro, love for all those guys. What he's trying to say is, please put that to the side because I know that's going to be your first level of defense about anything I say. You're going to just beat it up and say, that's just your boy. I don't know how you guys work, but when it's your boy, you actually know more. So sometimes you can protect them, but at the same time, that's going to expose you because you know so much. You can't lie to yourself, and you certainly ain't gonna lie to people that got receipts. We got receipts. Let's see how objective his analysis is.
I've told all three of them, what do you need? I'll help you for free. I don't give a damn. Because boxing, I love boxing. And what these boxing promoters have done to the sport is criminal. We want the fights that we want to see when we want to see them.
Now, be real. In the UFC, that happened immediately. Like, number one, got to fight number two. Oh, you don't? Get up out of here. Now, the fighters are saying, you guys don't understand. We were set up that way because we didn't have the leverage. And guess what? We weren't getting paid like we desired. We weren't getting paid as we should have. Remember, no one knew what these guys were even getting paid. And they were like, this was a lot of being pulled in directions we didn't want to be pulled because of those salary restraints, right? It's interesting. But now in boxing, things have changed immediately. And I think that's the conflict. People are coming at Dana like, yo, what you doing in the UFC? Why you not doing that? What you're doing in boxing? Let's talk.
That's why you will never see me denigrate Jake Paul. Why? Because Jake Paul took it upon himself to promote himself rather than lean on promoters. You understand? Floyd Money Mayweather leans on himself instead of being at the mercy of boxing promoters. They have ruined the sport. You know how many great fighters? I just interviewed Shakur Stevenson the other day, who has proven to be arguably the best fighter on the planet in terms of his skill set. The brother is just skilled.
Tell Shannon Sharp that. No, I was kidding. You know, Shannon Sharp and Shakur, he said, I ain't paying to watch that dude fight. He boring to me. And Shakur is going back at him. Here's the thing. The promoters got so much into the money, and obviously the fighters want the money as well. So everyone's chasing the money, but you also got to chase the merit, right? You got to build up these belts. You got to build up the divisions. You got to build up the business. You can't just chase every dollar that appears. It has to have a start and end game and vision in mind. And boxing lost its vision. It was just chasing money. That's why anybody became a promoter. Everybody became a promoter. And that's why it was ripe for the taking. It's ripe for Zuffa, but it was also ripe for MVP promotions. Think about it. A YouTuber has two of the biggest fights in boxing history. 2 of the 5 for this century. Oh, Paul. That's almost appalling, right?
Terrence Crawford, another one. We all know how legit and big time he is. Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, got to move up to cruiserweight and ultimately heavyweight because every damn body running from him. And nobody forces the people in his division to fight him when he's right there, undefeated and a knockout artist, and they won't fight him.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Like, dog, people fight every day, every way. People are in boxing gyms all across this country, across this world. You trying to tell me you can't find 2 per division that are killers? Like, think about it. Like, it's almost the same dynamic in the NFL. I see kids throwing footballs everywhere. My son and I throw a football every single night for 5 minutes. Every single night, throw and catch, just simple basics. And that's my son. He don't even play quarterback. Matter of fact, he got into a game like a couple weeks ago. He played quarterback first play, threw a pass, pick. I said, you got to throw it like you throw it at home. He got in the game and tried to play quarterback, and then he didn't really run the route. I was like, you're right, but still, you got to throw it to him. Well, he can't really catch. So I said, you going to throw a lollipop? Guess who caught it? The other team. He trying to do this, oh, here you go. I said, you got to put it on him. Point being, you can't find, in the NFL, we don't have 16 great quarterbacks. Now, they all could throw on air. They all could throw at flag football tournaments. But I'm saying, you ain't got, half this league ain't got quarterbacks. Matter of fact, the way I think, it should be 32 great quarterbacks, at least. 32 great, I know it's relative, but 32 great, they all, and you're like, damn, but somebody has to lose. But why does someone have to play sorry? It's just, how in boxing, you ain't got 4 dudes that weigh 132 pounds that could just go. You only got like 1 or 2, and then he like, I can't fight him. If I fight him, there's nobody else to fight, so I'm going to move up. Now you got moved up. Then you got to do that again. The same ring around the rosy. It's crazy.
Okay, it's ridiculous. Boxing has been completely contaminated by promoters who have not prioritized giving the people what we want when we want it. I know that ain't going to be Dana White. I'll vouch for Dana White on that. He going to give you the damn fight. You can sit there and get in a fight in the parking lot. He'll jump in the middle of you. Hold on. Let's go and put this in the ring and make some money off of this. Yeah. You do that now. Don't do it in the street. Do it here.
Real spit.
Dana White's going to do it. Nick Khan has been synonymous with boxing for decades. The man knows boxing inside and out. And, oh, by the way, Mark Shapiro is just that dude, the brother special. He's phenomenal. The combination of the 3 of them with the Turkish, Ali Sheikh, financing about 60% of it.
Y'all heard that part? That money, too. Man, they form Voltron over there, dog. I just don't see, other than hate, or just like, change. I don't understand what the pushback is coming from, except the remnants of the UFC fighters who are sitting there saying, don't get brand new now. Don't go over there to that Zuffa boxing and all of a sudden clean that up, and you still got some work to do over here. And we're going to get into it. We got some receipts. We got some fighters. We got John Jones. We got people talking about this. Like, yo, you turning over a new leaf, but the old leaf needs some turning over too.
I'm sorry. Whatever it takes. That's how desperate boxing is for their presence. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. This is what you do, and I hope that Dana White and them get exactly what they want, and I will do whatever it takes to help them, to save.
Let me save her. What is she thinking right now? I mean, I love the listening intent, all that. I'm with you. I'm not even questioning your sincerity. I'm just like, damn, I know she like, That's it.
Boxing, because boxing is in dire straits.
Blah, blah, blah. Say it, brother. Hey, y'all can say what y'all want about Stephen A. Smith. He nailed that one. Now, the timing of that, a lot of people are pushing back, say, how can you say that right now when we in the reality of Dana White doing UFC like he's doing it, which is people are really from the inside complaining because they're seeing the model shift. They're seeing Dana White go to Zuffa boxing and all of a sudden he paying people how much? They're also seeing that the nostalgia card works even in boxing. So they like play it in the UFC. Oh, you can't do John Jones, and why'd you say John Jones and you were never talking when you were, and it wasn't really a negotiation when it was, and he got lowball, but you didn't mention that. You talking about his bad hips, and then Ronda Rousey wants to come back, but she can't fight for you, and y'all didn't make a deal. What are you doing? That works in boxing. Mayweather Pacquiao will be sold out, will make money. Don't you dare. What you doing? So now everybody's talking about it, and people who are way smarter in this sport than I, are talking about it. Let's talk.
You should not be happy about it. You should not be thrilled about the White House card. Anybody who does what I do and they're telling you, man, I don't see what the big deal is. This White House card is actually pretty good. Best card of the year. 9 out of 10. They're pushing some narrative. They're full of Here's why you should be upset.
Why should we be upset? I'm going to tell you why I'm upset. Because right now, there's not one fight that I gotta see. And this is built up off of the promotion. Once you say you're gonna fight at the White House, I'm like, you about to bring out like prime Anderson Silva, something like you better do it. And I don't know if they did it. Let's see.
We were told from the horse's mouth, from the El Capitano of the UFC, Mr. Dana White himself, greatest promoter in the world. We were told that this is going to be the greatest UFC fight card ever. That's why you should be upset. You should be upset because John Jones, Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, Francis Ngannou are all available to fight on the White House card, and the UFC made no effort to get it done.
Well, I don't know about no effort. I would just say they didn't get it done because efforts were made. John Jones has verified that. Ronda Rousey even said she talked to Dana White. So that's 2 efforts. You got to remember, like in a contract negotiation, those things shouldn't be held liable against you. So you could throw out any kind of numbers, any kind of crazy situations and scenarios, and then it just goes back and forth. And you can't say, oh, but you said you're going to give me $100 million. They're like, dog, we were just talking. Like it's written in pencil. But there were efforts made, just not crossing the finish line.
That's why you should be upset. You should be upset because you were told this was going to be the Sphere on steroids. I didn't tell you guys this. I didn't come on here when the White House card, there was rumblings and it was announced saying, man, this is going to be the best UFC card ever. I didn't say that. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I don't believe that. I was told by the face of the UFC that this is going to be the best UFC card ever.
Tough sledding right there. Okay, so now Dana's like, I know what's really at play. It's the money. Like, what do they always say? Follow the money. And more importantly, never forget that life is a sandwich. No matter how you flip it, the bread comes first.
Look, the Conor Benn signing for Zuffa Boxing or the one-off ring show for $15 million has expectedly got a reaction from UFC fighters who see the $15 million figure. Now, I know that Mark Shapiro said that's Turkey's money, but what would you say to UFC fighters who see Conor Benn earning that sort of money and maybe being a little bit frustrated?
Well, listen, everybody. Why is it a bad thing when guys make more money? You know what I mean? It's never a bad thing when guys make more money. It's always a good thing when there's more money in the sport. And since 2001, fighter pay has gone like this nonstop. Obviously, we just got a great television rights deal. I promise you that fighter pay is going to be just fine over the next 7 years.
Look,
blah, blah, blah. Now, those who are not keen of listening will hear that and just be like, oh, okay. Okay. But then you got to listen. The question was, how should the UFC fighters feel? Now, Dana could say, hey, I was talking about them as well. And they're like, nah, you didn't explicitly address it. Because you paid that in Zuffa Boxing, right? Look at the background. This is Zuffa. Okay? What about UFC? What about John Jones wanting $30 million and you offering him 15? And he's like, come on, man, you're lowballing me. I think that's the issue right there. People just see you. It's almost like when your boy owe you money and then you see him with some new Jordans on. You're like, yo, yo, yo. Like before you saw the J's, you just like, he owe me some money. It's all good. That's my boy. You know, he gonna get it back. But then you see them J's, you're like, yo, 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 yo. Come on. Where the money at? You been there before? I know I have. Oh, man. Ain't nothing that says money owed, receipt due when you see somebody with some new on.
John Jones has every reason to be upset. In my opinion, John Jones is worth $30 million. If Conor Benn, with all due respect, is getting 15 to fight Regis Prograis in a catchweight fight, John Jones is worth 30, and Conor McGregor is worth 75. If that's the market value now, if that's the ceiling, then them dudes are worth a hell of a lot now and because of everything they did over the past 10 years or so.
Yeah, it's time to give him that Kobe deal, 2-year 50. Remember Kobe got that 2-year 50 when you knew the next 2 years wasn't going to be worth that. It's all right. You done put a lot of meat in seats, so we good. But I think that in contrast of the transition or the duality of UFC and its ethos and then what you're doing over here when it comes to Zuffa Boxing and trying to build up, the conflict is that people are seeing you two different ways when you're really like, no, I'm the same guy, but these are two different businesses. So you can't run both businesses the exact same because they're not the exact same. The details, right? If you were privy to them, the devil's in the details. If you're Dana White, I'm not taking up for Dana White. I'm just like that role. You know, imagine if now Roger Goodell said, okay, now we have this co-ed professional flag football league, and I'm the commissioner. Instead of appointing the commissioner, which would be smart, he's like, I'm the commissioner. I'm the fan. And then you'd be like, yo, why in flag football they do that in NFL? Every day you'd be saying that, right? Because you'd be like, yo, you the same dude? What you do? And I think that's what's happening. And he's like, look, I don't want to turn the UFC into what boxing has become, which is we're going to pay old guys who really ain't that good at times in this moment just so we can get entertainment, attraction. It's short-sighted, even though I know I would rather see Conor McGregor. If Conor McGregor came in doing that, I'm the White House card all day. Maybe try to fly out there and see what's cracking. Be on the lawn. If Conor McGregor there and Ronda Rousey and John Jones, man, that's hard to beat. But then at the same time, let's just be real. One has arthritic hips and is getting injections. Doesn't mean he can't fight that night and he gonna win. But the point is, him and Pereira, oh my God, that would have been insane. Anyway, Ronda Rousey, we ain't seen in a decade, so who knows what that is. And Conor McGregor, same thing. Is he still on the bourbon or not? I don't know. So Dana White's in the pickle right there. Like, why play that card? If you really see that card for what it is, y'all gonna give Eric Dickerson the ball one more time? Like, you know what I mean? Let it go.
Like, Conor Benn, John Jones ain't the same as far as drawing power. I'm sorry. And as far as resumes. So what they've done now is that's the new number.
No, it's a different sport. It's a different sport, just the same dude. And that's the conflict that comes from being the same dude in two different sports.
Because all these fighters, the top ones are saying, wait a second. And they're saying, yeah, you can have that number too. But the problem is they all know that they're way bigger stars. So I think they took these guys for fools or something like that. Because I can guarantee you they're going to come with that number to Conor McGregor and he's going to be like, what? Are you kidding?
Because they know you got it now. I mean, and you already knew he had it before, but it's like you're proving it now. I have a comp. That house just sold. Now I know. Before I was thinking they were going to do it, right? I thought Smokey Robinson was going to sell that house. This is what happened to me, real life, real story. Smokey Robinson going to sell that house for $10 million. He didn't. He ended up staying in it. Damn it, there go that fake value I thought I had. It almost got real if he would have sold it for $10 million. You know the game?
I could almost tell, I'm not even in the meeting and I could tell you this is going to happen. I think Conor Ben himself would agree with me. Would he not? Just in terms of what they've done and who they are and their track record and drawing power.
Blah, blah, blah. These arguments are all over the place. If I'm Dana White, I ain't got the time to kind of check everybody, but because he's just responding. He doesn't have time to be proactive to get his offense together, but I could help him because it's simple. Like, y'all comparing apples to oranges, even though they both are fruit. Like, yeah, it's both combat sports, but they're different. Shut it. But this could have been it. Good Lord. I don't even know this dude. I've seen that face before, or maybe I just seen those hair features. I might have seen that dude at the airport just chilling. Like, I see a lot of dudes with that kind of like beard thing going, whatever. He look like he can fight. He look like he always fights. Are they good? Obviously, they're on this. This could have been the main card, so it must be it. That looks sick. Woo. I'm just scared right now looking at him. If I saw him in the streets walking, all right, we had a game. I'm in a Clippers game, and he walks up to me, and he's like, you in line? I'm like, nope. I've been in line for an hour trying to get these damn hot dogs. Nope. Okay, all right, that's just the face. It's just him. Ooh, and Chandler? I ain't seen him in a minute, but is he still good? I'm going to skip the one way up. Golly. Yep, Diaz still that dude. I don't care what you say. If he in the fight, fireworks and randomness, you just don't know. Covington, okay. I've heard of you. Harrison and Nunes, okay. Damn. Golly, she look like she got like 8 older brothers and she whooped them all. God dang. I know how good you are. There would have been nothing bigger in sports than this. But now that I know his hips are messed up and stuff, I'm glad I didn't see it, because if he loses, I'm immediately going to that excuse. His hips, you know what I mean? I'm glad I didn't see that. I can see that. All right, so good. We got to get into, it's more fights out there. But Gronk and the Pauls getting at it, I'm going to save that one. Francis Ngannou wants to talk about it? Nah, we're going to save that one too, because we're going to get into this. Because, man, what a headline. We're going to talk about Dak Prescott real quick in this situation. Like, when it get personal, I don't like to go there unless it's something we can learn from it. And it's like, okay, we can get some gain from it. So I don't like to go into somebody's business like that. But let's get it. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and become a member. The member, check the link in the chat and become a member right now. Like my man, Patrick Edwards is. He over there talking crazy. He talking about oil money right now. And Mr. Lucius Needful, Ravens better win the Super Bowl this year. Come on, man. You already know how that go. You already know how that go. Don't do that to them boys. Okay, let's get into it. Dak Prescott. But let's learn from you. And Sarah Jane Ramos. Ramo. Hey, Ramo. What movie is this? Ramo. Spit. Wedding called off over alleged ongoing infidelity issues. Oh, man. See how they put you out there? What I tell you, dog? What I tell you? Now, it's not necessarily on Sarah Jane, but I do know how this story has played out. First level of this story was wedding off. And I was like, really? Oh, that's sad. But immediately I'm thinking, yeah, somebody got to Dak. It's like, he said, somebody played that UGK Outkast song. I text this girl I used to see. Ooh, I still love. You know, somebody played that song for me. He was like, I can't get married. I'm Dak Prescott. I'm making $60 million a year playing for America's team, and these streets are calling. That's what I was thinking. But then I had to read, and then the story went from that to like, oh, she wanted no prenup or else. And I was like, that sounds too simple. Like, she been with this dude this long, and they got the bachelor party, bachelorette party. They doing all this. Ain't no way that y'all gonna do all that and then all of a sudden get to the finish line. But, oh, yeah, I'm not signing that prenup. Child, please. So I didn't believe that. Then it turned into this, the infidelity conversation. Sarah Jane Ramos called off her wedding to NFL star Dak Prescott after accusing him of ongoing infidelity issues. Say this. At first I said, damn, who leaves Dak? And then I found out what I'm about to read later. A source familiar with the situation claims to us that it's always somebody next to you. Your friends ain't your friends, y'all. Just letting you know. Their friends always be telling, yeah, Marcellus. Shut up. A source familiar with the situation claims to us that Ramos believes Prescott had a history of communicating with other women during his relationship with her, but that she stayed with him hoping he would clean up his act for the sake of their family. Damn, this is tough. Because I know she probably did think that. But damn, this is tougher on yo soon-to-be husband is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's just say it's a lot of shots on goal. A lot of shots on goal. I'm not saying Dak can't come home and say, she was like, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Been defending our honor and defending our relationship all day. Good Lord. He can't go nowhere without it. At the same time, she like, our relationship got to come first and only. Whew. But girl, duh. Yeah. Communicate with other women during this relationship. Communicating is a nice way of saying it. I don't like to say impossible. To be Dak, to be me in the league was tough. I didn't get married when I played. Dak Prescott? Jesus, hell no. You ain't gonna last 2 days. What about that? I was gonna do that story, but it passed us by. Some dude got engaged in the NFL and cheated the same day. And she outed him on TikTok. But I was like, that's too salacious. But I just did the story. I just told you. All right, so he's supposed to clean up his act. The former couple shared daughters, Margaret and Aurora. Then I was like, oh, she ain't as strong as I thought she was. She got 2 golden parachutes. Good for her. All right, because I was about to say, ain't no woman without any kids with Dak Prescott calling off no wedding. You got to hook them somehow. Now, they didn't go. Did they go into it? All right, so this pictures of her and all that. Okay. I see you, Dak. I see you, dog. I see you. Damn, Dak clean. Come on, girl. Girl, ain't nobody let that man go. He could have $5 and be an insurance agent. And somebody's still going to try to holler, let alone he Dak Prescott. Okay, I got to bring up this point. They didn't bring it up in this story right here, and I know I'll forget. This is what's interesting. I should have been a lawyer for real. The former couple shared daughters, Margaret 2 and Aurora, almost 10 months. Okay, they met in March of like 2023 or something. The baby was born February of 24. Basically, they met, they didn't even get a month in, if that. And 10 months later, that baby was out. Then the second one, just, for good measure. No, I'm just telling you, if you want to look at it with skepticism, she had that baby fast. That's all right, because my baby mama did the same thing to me. My oldest, my 27-year-old, she was pregnant in a day or two. We're told Ramos and Prescott both had a serious conversation about this in January ahead of their wedding, which was set to take place in Italy next month. Golly, Dak got that money. He just like, all right, let's go out there. The two recently celebrated a joint bachelorette party with a trip to the Bahamas. So that told me that, okay, y'all got joint bachelorette parties? The skeptic in me says, oh yeah, y'all was going through it. Ain't no way you gonna have your bachelor party with your wife at the same, we combining our bachelor parties for what? What are we doing here? There's some trust issues. That's what that screams to me. It doesn't scream to me, oh, how cute. Oh, no, it sounds to me, Dak. Oh, Dak. So our source says Ramos and the Dallas Cowboys, they stayed behind after their friends left the joint bachelorette party. How crazy is that? At which point she found out that Prescott was allegedly using incognito social media profiles to send inappropriate messages to multiple women and ex-flings. So Dak got a burner. Burners. Told you, ain't nothing wrong with having burners. Just don't get burned. You know, that ain't Southwest Airlines, y'all. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Little things in life. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're told she made the decision, pull the plug on the nuptial. She said they went on to send a email to hundreds of wedding guests, a joint email, and our source says they're done with their romantic relationship and want to focus on co-parenting. Okay. Got to give her this. She's principled. Prescott and Ramos began dating in, here we go, in May of 23. Yep. They welcomed Margaret in February. May is the 5th month, right? Yep. Jesus. February is 9 months. Lord, listen to this. May 23, and then February, that's 5, 7, 8, 9. That ain't even 10 months. They ain't, what? That baby came early. Got engaged 8 months later and welcomed Aurora. At the news of their split broke, rumors began circulating that Ramos refused to sign a prenup. However, she quickly shut that down. This had nothing to do with a prenup. Hope we can get that rumor in the rest now. The mother of two also gave her pals a shout out, her kids. Following the bachelorette trip, I truly believe you can get through anything in life as long as you have really great friends. I love these girls so much. Blah, blah, blah. Now, the reason I really wanted to do this story is not to talk about Dak's business. It's to talk about our business and the business of marriage. Because I got one son and I got 3 daughters. So these girls in my life, my daughters, they're not going to hear the conversation my son going to hear. They're going to hear the conversation of, yeah, go ahead and get that dude. No, get yours, girl. Have a baby in 8 months as soon as you meet him. How the hell? How she had that baby so fast? Woo, Dak. You might have escaped. You might have got away with one, Dak. You never know. You might be coming out a lot easier. Okay, here's some misnomers about marriage and divorce. I want to just get out there in no order. 1, divorce is dumb. Everyone loses, especially the kids. They split time. They have 2 different rule sets. They serve 2 different gods now. They have multiple voices. You're gonna get into another relationship. You're gonna have some dude that you just met from the club telling your son to sit down. Oh, it's dumb. But marriage may be even dumber. But marriage is closing the gap on it's not making much sense, especially if you're a man. Because once you get into the situation, now, you don't know if both of you are growing, evolving, maturing at the same rate, but you're still connected forever. And the connection, when broken, is going to be more favorable for her than you, just off of gender. Just off of gender. She had them babies. They didn't say Dak had that baby, Aurora and all that, Margaret. No, that was Dak. That was mama, right? Sandra, whatever. So that's part 1. So you're going to talk to your son and you're going to say, look, son, this is a win-lose proposition. You're going to win if y'all stay married forever. You're going to lose if you don't. And you may even lose. It's a win-lose-lose because you may lose and still be married, but this ain't connecting. This ain't connection. Y'all just stuck together because y'all got them kids or y'all got this life. Sucks, right? Everyone loses in divorce. Everyone loses. 2, the woman loses even in divorce, and she thinks she's winning. She thinks getting half of your money is something. Nah, ma'am, I'm here to tell you. When we were married, you had all my money. This dude told me this joke one time. He said, Doc, I'm so glad I'm divorced. And then this boy was like, why? She got half your stuff. He was like, dog, when we were married, she had all my stuff. Now she only got half, right? She getting that check and she thinks she's fresh. But now that check means you got to wake up and the kids are with you this week. Pick them up. Drop them off. Oh, I can help. Oh, I was helping when we were together, but now, you see what I'm saying? Marriage is weird because I thought of it growing up in a way that it doesn't live. Just like any relationship. It's just like you're connected, but you could be in the same connection. We're on the same team, but what's your name again? On every issue, it's something different. So I'm saying all this to say, when you see situations like this, they call it off. You see situations where they get divorced. You got to start thinking about what they escaping from, not just what they didn't get into. Because I think a lot of times they try to get us like that. They try to make us say, oh, you messed up. Oh, you did this and that. Dak Prescott with a burner account? Duh. Dak Prescott still talking to his exes? What's wrong with that? Now, Dak Prescott getting his Mac on fully and he about to get married, he ain't ready. It's all good, if that's true. But the point is, sometimes, even if it ain't true, it sounds true. It just sounds true. It sounds true that Dak is still living a little bit. And it sounds true that she knew the game plan from hello. That baby came out fast. Just imagine, before you meet her, she's been single or she was in another relationship. She got any babies? Nope. Oh, okay. She ain't got no babies from the mother dude she dated? Nope. Okay. And then she been single and she ain't got no dudes from some random dudes that was trying to holler? Nope. Okay. So she know how to protect herself, right? Yes. She know how to make sure that no goals, no shots on goal get through, right? She know how to keep the score at nil. Yes. And then when she meet Dak, it's 7 months later. 4 months later, she got a baby. I can hear my sister right now talking. I hear my mama, rest in peace, talking. They like, boy, like they told me. They're like, you got. It's okay. You know, them real women in your life be like, she got you. Maybe Dak saved himself from really getting got. Talk through that. All right, y'all. We got time for one more. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think of that. Because I was like, damn. Don't try to make Dak look bad, y'all. I don't like that. And I don't make her look bad either. It's just, you know, they playing two different games. And they can't go together. All right. The last thing we're supposed to talk about is the Lakers' big three. It's supposed to be a big two. Is that an itty bitty? I just heard a door. I would love to see an itty bitty right now, but it's early out here, so I hope not. Take your butt to bed. Like and subscribe to this channel, and make sure you are a member. Let's go.
No, the Lakers are not better without LeBron, but I do think Austin needs to be the second option on this Lakers team.
I'm getting sick and tired of people saying that and not saying it with their chest. Duh. Golly, ain't nothing worse than when you go from rags to riches on the team, and everybody always say, well, I think he should have a bigger role. You should say, dog, you know what it is. It's sports. It's obvious. Yeah, he needs to be number two.
Lakers got their first big win against a legit title contending team in a very long time. And one of the big subplots of the game was that Austin Reeves finally looked like Austin Reeves again. The Lakers playing really well, beating a good team, and Austin looking good, of course, started the Lakers are better without LeBron discourse again. Now, I think that take is completely ridiculous for obvious reasons. The team's...
I'm cutting you off right now. When you say they're better, like having LeBron in the right role, they're better. Having LeBron just be LeBron because he's LeBron is not going to work because LeBron ain't LeBroning for this team like that. You get it?
Sorely needs talent. But now that Austin's back, I do think LeBron's role offensively should be pared back. LeBron should be functioning as a screener unless he gets a favorable post matchup. I think that is the best version of this team. Luka and Austin in full rhythm as pick and roll shot creators. LeBron is like this Swiss Army knife off ball that's making connective playmaking sequences and attacking off of the weak side. And then, we got this switch. Let's throw the ball into LeBron because he's got a 6'4" dude who's 195 pounds on him. Let's go down to the block. The Lakers need talent, which means they need LeBron. I just think they should adjust the way that they use him.
Hey, hoops tonight. I like it. Jason broke it down. Good for you. It's so obvious. Like, what are you doing? LeBron James needs to be, like, just there. He needs to be air. Luka, you're a prime. You're a primary. You are secondary, Austin. LeBron, do what you do around that. But like 1 and 2, LeBron's IQ so high, his game so high, he'll figure it out. But nah, they're going to mess that up. They're going to do it all the backwards way. We got more on that. We'll do more tomorrow. I ain't going to keep y'all because this Chris Broussard went there. And I was like, ooh, wait. It's a beautiful thing to see. We got a lot of good stories still remaining. And you know us, we're going to do the world's billionaires list tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Ryan Clark going at 50 Cent. Didn't expect that, but it is what it is. Let's talk through that. Let me make myself smile, and then hopefully you guys can smile with me. Talking a lot about family today, and marriage and kids, and how marriage is different for a boy than a girl. Well, let's smile. Let's see my boy.
Some people chase dreams.
Go, boy. Where my son at? Streets of Compton. Go get it, biscuit.
I ran from reality.
Why my boy show up? That ain't him. Here he come.
Not for fame.
Look at that little boy.
Kid from Compton. Write his own story.
Look at my boy. Get some.
Might see a game.
Get some. No, he ain't at
But I see
Georgia
the only
yet.
way out.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Every single breath.
Go, MJ.
Every single yard.
Oh, that's a good picture. That was a good shot. Oh, that's a good one, too. Oh, that's another. That's like, oh.
I've got more on the line.
Oh, yeah. Nail it. Now, that's a money shot. Oh, he gonna make me cry, man. My boy at 10 years old already got this commercial. This thing make me cry. Look at this thing. Look at this. He got the hood to good visual.
Because I'm running for more than just me.
Come on, son. Keep going. Yesterday I had to get into him, though. I saw him at practice. So this is how I do practice. Sometimes I'm there the whole time. Like, that's like 75% of the time. Sometimes I'm there, but I'm walking around and, I'm back and forth looking at other courts, other players, etc. This is as a parent, not as a coach. And then sometimes I'm outside the facility just watching because it's glass. I can see it. And he don't know. Yesterday I said, hey, how was practice? He said, good. I said, was it great? He paused. He knows me. I was like, come on now. Even when I'm not watching, even when no one's watching, you're doing it. I said, it's a kid somewhere in Iowa and Louisiana right now. He had a great practice. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I know you're talented, bro. You know you're talented. Whatever. Who cares? Are you working hard? Ooh, we had to go at it last night. We had to talk through that thing. I said, all right, don't waste this. Don't you waste this. Like and subscribe, and make sure you become a member to this channel because on this show, we go there. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the verdict. Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation.